I shouldn't really speak about rules because every time I do I get slammed for it, but without doubt the best motorbike I've ever ridden.
Yeah. Look at your eyes there, please. Yeah.
Do you want a chair, BL? Go and grab that chair so that I can not change in.
Just give me one big clap in your face, please.
So what am I doing? To intro it. So back guys, YouTube 2025, we're going to kick it off with some Q&As. So thank you so much for sending all the questions in on my YouTube shorts, and I'm going to try my best to answer some of them. Great questions, by the way. And I'm going to start with probably one of the most difficult questions. Was the most difficult adjustment you had to make going from the Kawasaki to the Yamaha? From @that R1M geezer. Most difficult adjustment. Honestly, the bike straight away felt good, but electronically, they're quite different because electronics is like a blank ECU that you can put whatever software you get into it. So just understanding, making that mine, understanding that was probably the biggest adjustment. A few surprises that took me no time to get up to speed on were good, but I think electronics was the most difficult thing I still adjusting to and still understanding. DJ Simsonic 636. Well, champ, my question is, when you rode for Honda, your number was 4, then you changed to 65. Was 4 taken when you went to Superbike and had to pick another number, or best of luck in 25? Do you know what? In motocross, especially in US Supercross, championship numbers are a big deal, and I got 4th in the World Superbike Championship in, when was it? It must have been 2010 or 11, and I decided to use my championship number just like I did in BSB in 07. I was 4th in the championship in 06, so it was just a choice, and didn't really like using it, to be honest. The fact that it was Ricky Carmichael's 4 and we did a similar font was cool, but yeah, I went back to my normal riding number of 65. Skywalker 7517, huge fan of yours since the early days in Superbikes. My question would be, you've done 2 races with Repsol Honda. What was your thoughts about the bike? Could you see yourself being competitive with it if you had the chance to do a full season? And why couldn't you find a MotoGP ride after being good in both races? I still believe you're a lot better than other riders. You deserve to ride in MotoGP. Wow, thanks for your question. So basically, no, nothing really come up after that. I finished 7th and 8th in Aragon and Misano. Was good, I think. Jumping from Superbike to MotoGP, I had such a uncompetitive season at Superbike. It was nice, refreshing to go there, but yeah, nothing came of it, unfortunately. It was another year in Superbike, and yeah, unfortunately that door never really opened for me, but yeah, I really enjoyed them 2 races and I'm really grateful for the opportunity. Carnage DS1 GQ, will you be on a BMW next year? Well, I'm out of contract, but I guess not, probably. I feel like I've got real unfinished business with Yamaha. I want to try and be competitive here, and not just for myself, but I feel like bringing Yamaha back to the top and putting myself back there is a big target, so I'm fully focused on that right now. DuckPure3408. Hey Jonathan, I was wondering if you're still into road cycling, and if so, what's your current bicycle setup you're running with? All the best for the 2025. Oh, yeah, still love road cycling. I've been very grateful to have quite a few bicycles, but right now I'm riding Specialized. I've got the Tarmac SL8, S-Works and Pro version at home. And yeah, I really enjoy that. And then of the off-road type, I'm riding the Yamaha Moro 07. It's a cool e-bike, and yeah, I love hitting up the trails in Barcelona. It's a really cool bike. Wheels and Revs. Hey JR, it'd be interesting to know how your physical and mental preparations for a race has evolved from the time you started to now. What do you think you could have done well, you've done well, and what more do you think you can do? Hope to see you back at the top again. Mental preparations, big deal. Actually, I was really hung up on little things. I was how do you say it, was quite into being like so precise, and I would say mentally weak. I had systems in place, but I used to do stupid stuff when I first started racing. Like I would be watching somebody in the crowd walk across the start line, and I would say, if they get off the pit lane in 3 seconds, I'm going to win the race. Like, that's pretty stupid, right? So I've let go of all them little silly isms, and yeah, just be prepared. You know, from food, I always have. You know, I've got my brother really supporting me close. I like to have everything laid out in its place and have a free mind. So anytime I need a spare knee slider or visor, everything's done. You know, I don't waste mental energy. So yeah, I would say I've evolved, that I've let go of all the little silly things and just focused on what matters. At Racing Team Upper Swabia, maybe, hopefully I got that right. If you could introduce one new rule to the 2025 World Superbike regulations, how would this new rule be formulated? You know what, rules? I shouldn't really speak about rules because every time I do I get slammed for it, but I would say, right, because we're riding road bikes, I would have all riders do a mandatory pit stop. They have to jump off their bike, run to a proper fuel pump, get the fuel pump and fill up their tank, and then they had to run and swipe their credit card in a machine in the garage, and then run back and complete the second, you know, full fuel tank load in the race. So yeah, I think that would be a pretty cool, you know, take us back to real superbike racing, bit of road stuff, flag to flags, crowd would love it. And I guess if, you know, hopefully my credit card wouldn't bounce, so I'd always finish the second part of the race. At Luke RF9HO, being that motorcycles, and more specifically road racing, is my passion, I regret early on in life attempting to fulfill that dream by going for it. I wonder why you regret that, mate. Hopefully it didn't go wrong and you got hurt or anything, but is there another sport hobby that you thoroughly enjoyed that you wish you had tried earlier to make another career out of earlier on in life? Good luck with this year. Keep up with the young bucks. Look, not really. You know, racing bikes was it's been my dream. So I had no other plan B, no interest to do any other sport really. My kids are doing football now, so I'm quite into that. So if I had to do it all again, maybe I'd have tried to do the football route, but I'm really rubbish at football, so I don't think it would have worked. At Paul Henry 2645, hey Johnny, good to meet you at Donington last summer. My question is, if you could own only one bike to ride on the road for the rest of your life, what would you choose? Probably not just saying this because I'm a Yamaha guy right now, but I've got a Yamaha Tenere in Barcelona right now, and because of my off-road routes, it's such a cool bike to do both. You know, it corners incredibly well. You can carry a passenger. You can go off-road if you like. It's yeah, it really is a real ultimate bike, and so easy to ride as well. Probably, what am I, 5'7", and it's a big bike. So if you're like my size or shorter, you probably get the suspension lowered. But yeah, smile a mile when I ride that bike. Jurka Matner 2255. Sorry, I probably got your name all wrong, but hey JR, how are you getting your mind back after a crash? I had a crash on oil during a track day, and since that I can't ride and enjoy riding as before. Thank you. Good question, and thanks for the context, because that's important. So first, for you, any advice was forget about that, because that wasn't your fault, it was oil. When I crash, I always try and find out the reason why. Sometimes it's just pushing the limit and you have to rein it in there. The hardest part is when you don't know why you crashed. And for me as well, when you're riding super nice bikes like these, I always feel a bit, not sentimental, but I get sad when I crash a bike, because first, I've damaged something, I start thinking about how much money that cost, and then it has a negative impact. So try not to care, get up, shrug it off, and if you can get back on the bike as soon as possible. Like my dad, when I raced motocross, if I crashed, not just me, but if you think about what happens now in like kids motocross, it's almost cruelty to children, because you see a kid crash and they're screaming and the parents just lift them up and put them back on the bike. But that's exactly what happened to me, you know, and it does teach you that kind of, you park that emotion and just get back with the task at hand. So yeah, just get back on the wagon as quick as possible and understand why you crashed, and that'll help you. At Dan J 11 UK, could you fit an MT09 SP in the back of that awesome motorhome of yours and disappear touring for a few months? Or is it only MX bikes? Well, you know, I love racing bikes, right? But I don't see, I like the idea of the Tenere off-road, but just riding a road bike for fun on roads, don't think I can make a holiday out of that. So I do think the motocross is the only bike that's going to go in the back of my van and take me out road tripping. It's pretty cool to, you know, rock up. You know, I can ride with loads of friends because they ride off-road, but yeah, maybe in the future, you know, I wouldn't even put it in a van. You know, I'd go like bike packing, you know, put stuff on a bike and go touring some nice roads, but not right now. It's all about high adrenaline, speed and competition. At what could be Evil Ivan 01. Evil Ivan. How do you maintain your motivation after all the success you've had? What drives you through the hard times? It's a good question, but I don't really understand. You know, but I look forward to every December and January when I try to, you sort of lock in and get ready for the season ahead, and you forget all the tough moments, all the moments where you're down, and you start switching into, you know, you sort of dream about getting back to your target, you know, and that's the only thing that keeps me going, really. Don't think about, I don't dwell on the past too much, and that gives you a lot of motivation, because I know what it feels like to win races, win championships, and I want to feel that again, you know. So yeah, it's always it's a cool time of the year, the off season, because everyone has enthusiasm to be fast, and Yamaha are working hard, so there's a lot of reason to be optimistic right now. And yeah, I'm as motivated as I've ever been, so excited. At Anthony Trevitt 3000, is it going to make me look as fast as you around Portimao? I'm guessing you're asking about the Insta360 camera. Well, in a nutshell, Anthony, yes. Because there's many features in the Insta360 camera that you can even speed it up and edit the video. Especially if you shoot in the X4, you can frame it whatever way you like, speed it up, and then you can look as fast as me. So yeah, I don't know where you're gonna mount. I'd mount the camera at the front, you know, and then speed it up, and you'll look as fast as Valentino Rossi. At DZ Sherpa, don't worry about the camera, just wanted to say, what tracks would you like to see in the calendar that aren't right? Well, not from experience, but I've never raced at Mugello, never even rode at Mugello, but everybody says Mugello is the best track in the world, so I would love to race there. Would also love to go back to Brno in the Czech Republic. That was a amazing track, suited my style. And what else? Sepang. I love Sepang. Loved going to Sepang. Malaysia, you know, we spent a bit of time in Kuala Lumpur as well. Nice overseas race, but yeah, them three circuits for sure. At Marts 5555, hi Johnny, my question is, if there was one race that you could rerun, what race would that be? Another good question. Potentially Phillip Island 2015, because one of, in saying that, not really. Misano 09, my first Superbike race win. If I could do that again, I would, because I think I was like 21 and I was competing against like superstar Superbike riders and I won a race. It was like a cool moment. My friends were there, my mom was there. The team was, it was the official Honda team, but it was like private team, you know. And it was cool moment. I beat Ducati as well. It was their home race. So Haga and Fabrizio, I beat them in the last lap battle. So if I could do that again, it would be nice. And yeah, there's so many races I would like to rerun in my head, but that one definitely sticks out. At Kailito92, out of all the bikes you've ridden since the beginning of your career, professionally or leisurely, which have been your favourites and why? Well, I've been blessed to ride so many good bikes. I think the first amazing bike I rode was the BSB Honda in 07. It's like a full factory bike on Michelin tyres. It's a proper sorted bike. The Suzuki 8R 2012. That was a nice bike. The RCV, I think it was a 211V, like the MotoGP Honda in 2012. Then probably my ZX10 from 17. That was super good race bike. The results don't show it, but I'm really enjoying my Yamaha R1. You know, especially the feeling of the engine, that cross playing 4 cylinders, nice. I had a few laps at Jerez last year on a Max Biaggi replica 500 two-stroke, and that probably takes the biscuit out of all of them. You know, it was without doubt the best motorbike I've ever ridden.
Bosh.
All right.
Yeah.
Am I done?
You're free, man, for the time being.
For the time being?
Well, tonight you are.
Right, so what, are you done? Are you working now and getting people?
Well, what?
Because I want to leave like right now if you want a lift.
No, I've got a car. I've got 2 cars.